What's up, y'all? Taylor Exchange here with another video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a part-time reseller in North Texas, and I'm here to show you how I make money selling things online. In today's video, we're going to talk about VCRs. I've been selling VCRs since last fall when I started reselling, and they've been great sellers for me. I can typically find them for less than $5, and they sell for a minimum of $40. Some of them sell for $40 if they're broken. If you guys come across a combo unit that has the DVD player in it, they can sell for upwards to $100, $150. Now, I did have a return on a VCR recently. It was for $59.99 free shipping. The customer said that their tape had gotten stuck in the VCR. Now, I'm not going to argue with the buyer and question her legitimacy on whether or not her tape got stuck, because I don't know if this is her wedding tape or if it's a Christmas that she wants to remember and she bought my VCR and wanted to watch it, and then now it's in a bind, you know. So I told her that she could keep the VCR and I would give her a refund. I do this because I don't want to put her in a situation of feeling like she needs to ship back VCR that she bought from me, because I already compromised her, cassette that she was trying to watch. And with this older media, you don't know how valuable that cassette could be. So I said, it's fine. You can, have a refund. And then I did tell her that I told her not to worry about shipping the VCR back, because I don't want her to have to figure out how to get her cassette out. I don't know how valuable that cassette is. I mean, it could be like her grandfather on his deathbed and he recorded something for her to see. So in this kind of situation, I trust the buyer. Now, I've sold over a dozen VCRs since last fall when I started reselling, and this has happened probably twice, 2 or 3 times. And I'm not really, some of them I've gotten back. I've gotten the VCR back and I played them and it did have an issue, but I do test these before. I usually put a cassette in, I play it for a little while, I pause it and I rewind it, and then I fast forward it, and then I eject it to make sure it comes out. I have noticed with these VCRs, if you try to fast forward it or rewind it while it's playing, sometimes it can mess them up. And I feel like this is what some of the buyers are doing, because they haven't used this type of media in a long time. So all in all, I mean, I did lose, I lost some money on this one, and I didn't get the item back, which is fine. I didn't pay much money for it, but I do lose out on the shipping and the item and the cost of the item. But it's worth the risk for me, Some of these VCRs, I've made profits of $40 to $125, just depending on the model, and I'm really okay with that. So in addition to that, I went out sourcing, and yes, I did buy another VCR today for $2, and it's a Panasonic, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about it, but it's holding up my iPad mini for this video, so I'm not going to show it to you. But let me show you some of the other items I bought. I ended up picking up some TI-83 calculators. I got 3 of them. They all work. One of them had the batteries in it, so I was able to test that one, and then as I went garage selling on Saturday, I was able to just exchange the batteries and test them real quick in my car. Now, the only issue with it, on one of them, it has his name on it, Carrie. So, if she's out there, I appreciate her donating it, or, her parents selling it without her knowing, because these calculators can go for about anywhere from $30 to $50. These are the older models, so I think they were going for about $30 to $35, maybe even $40. I paid $1 for one of them, and I paid $2 for the other 2. Next up, I picked up a Nike Diamond Ready glove. Now, this has somebody's initial on it, which you can use white vinegar and water, and it can, play a big factor in getting it off. This glove was $3. These Nike gloves go for about $25 to $35, just depending. It's an 11.5. It's a kid's glove. One way you know it's a kid's glove is it has this little belt here that straps the hand in. If it's just solid, leather, and it doesn't have any type of adjustment, it's typically an adult or senior league glove. Those will always go for more money, so definitely be on the lookout for the name brands. Wilson, you'll make some money on gloves, and they typically sell pretty quick. Next up, I bought a DeWalt battery. Now, this is one of the old batteries. It's really heavy, but it's new in box. It's 14.4 volt, and DeWalt's a very powerful brand if you guys don't know about it. I paid $4 for this. I'm not really sure what it was going for, but I don't really come across batteries new in the box. I think it's at least, $20. I'll put the comps up on the screen. At another garage sale, I found some Xbox cordage. This is like the power brick, and this lady, she had a VCR that I ended up buying, not the Panasonic that's holding the iPad, but it was another one that I tested and it did not work. So I'm glad that I picked this up for what I did, because I paid $15 for the VCR that didn't work, this Xbox, I call it a brick, I guess, a power brick, and then I also got the Xbox Kinect right here. And the Kinect goes for quite a bit of money. I want to say like $75. And then this brick will go for about $40. And I also picked up Mario Party for the Nintendo DS from that same garage sale. And at $15, like, I was okay getting that VCR. And what I do whenever I try to price out the items, if I buy a bundle like that, so I bought, let's just say 5 items for $15, that'd be $3 a piece on each item. I will just subtract the $3 from, like, the equation. I'll take that VCR out, and I'll look at it as 4 items at $15 and break down, the items that way. And I make it round numbers. I don't say each item was $3.43 or whatever. I just put, 4 items for $15, like, a couple of them were 5 and then one was 4, and we'll just kind of tally it like that. But yeah, keeping inventory, I do that right away when I get home with items. I don't want to forget how much I paid for items, and I don't want to, have items sitting around and have to question whether or not I've listed them on my store, because once you get into the hundreds of items on your store, it gets annoying to have to look through and figure out what's listed and what's not listed. So I have a lot more items that I got garage selling, but I didn't want to bring them all outside. I am in my back patio here. This is my fireplace behind me, and I can show you here some of the things my wife thought of. This little awning here I built for her, and she, did the little fake plants there. So we like to come out here and drink coffee in the morning. It's kind of like a little oasis. It's been kind of bad with mosquitoes, but once it cools off, it's really nice. And then in the spring, it's really nice. I only brought a few items out from when I went garage selling on Saturday, because I found 7 Guitar Hero controllers. Some of them were for Xbox 360. A lot of them were for the Wii. Some of them work, I've already tested, and others probably won't. And a lot of them didn't have the battery covers, which is kind of lame, but those Guitar Hero controllers are like fire. They sell fast. Whether or not they're working or not, you'll make money on it. I paid probably like $2 for each of them, and a couple of them I paid $1 for, so big money there. Also, I picked up a Dallas Cowboys Roy Williams jersey, number 31. Shout out to the Big Texas Picker. I know he's a Cowboys fan, but if you guys can see over here, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I built these cornhole boards because my dad raised me as a Chicago fan. I may be in Texas, but I was raised a Chicago fan, and I'm going to stay that way. And my kids will also be Chicago fans. But I picked up that Roy Williams jersey for $1. It's a youth size, but it's the Reebok, and, I think my neighbor is actually going to buy it for his kid. I told him about it yesterday. Anytime you come across jerseys, if you can pay like a couple bucks for them, I would pick them up, as long as there's no stains. I mean, they're going to sell for $25 and up, just depending on the player, and, usually the Reeboks will sell for more money. But I did go to Goodwill today. I ended up picking up this pair of Bellevues, and if you can see, it looks kind of odd. It's this, well, I thought it was steel toe. It's not the steel toe. It's Gore-Tex, though. You can see that here. There's the tag. I paid $5.99 for it. So it's got the Gore-Tex tag, and you can see the liner here. Now, this is a pair, this is a size 5.5. It's very small. It's probably a woman that was in the Air Force that had them. They're going to take a while to sell. Women don't typically buy combat boots, but somebody out there is going to need this boot, and they're in really good condition. I mean, they had hardly been used, so I had to buy them. Next up, I found 3 pairs of Toms. The first one, I paid $2 for it. This is the canvas one. I've sold these faster than any of the other Toms. I guess they're just a really good look. And, Toms will typically ship first class. I don't know any pair of Toms that are over a pound. Next one, I paid 99 cents for these. This is the, it's like a black one. It's a size 7.5, so, classic. I think people will buy the black one a little more than like some of the multicolor ones. And lastly, I picked up this pair of Toms. I've never seen this pair. It was in super, super good condition, like practically new. I mean, look at that. Look at that compared to like this one here, So I can probably list this one for a solid $29.99, and it's a size 9, which, that's a pretty good size too. It's got the rope along the edge here. Very impressed with these pair of Toms. Like, I'm surprised they priced them as low as they did. Next up, I found 2 pairs of jeans. Now, these are the BKE jeans, and they're the Carter. And whenever BKE says Carter or Jake or Aiden, those are all just the cuts of the jeans. You know, BKE is fancy, it's flashy, and they have, you know, guys' names as the cut for the jeans. One time I walked into the mall, into the buckle store, and they said, you know, hey, how can I help you? I said, well, I'm looking for a pair of jeans. And this guy, like, straight up looked me up and down. He said, yeah, you're a Jake. And I was just like, what? Like, my name's Sean. Anyway, these are both the same size. They're in really good condition. I paid $3.99 for each, and I typically sell BKE jeans for $25 to even $40, just depending on the style and the cut. One of them has a zipper on the back pocket, which I think will increase the value because I haven't come across those before. But yeah, when it comes to jeans, I usually price them at least $30. You know, I'll take $25 on a best offer because, you know, all in all, I want to get these items to people who care about them, you know, and that will actually use them. Like, I know I'm not going to make a lot of money on any one sale, so I just like to make a bunch of sales and make a little bit of money, and then at the end of the month, it'll all add up to a lot of money. One of those, God, stupid net, dude. Lastly, getting back to the VCRs, you know, I did cut myself this weekend packing one up, and it hurts. You know, I had to put a Band-Aid on it. It was bleeding, and I didn't want to bleed on my, you know, inventory, so it's just some of the risk, you know. You're going to get returns. You're going to cut your finger when you're packing items, but if you buy VCRs and they work, they're going to sell. And for the most part, you know, it's been paying off, you know. Like, I'm going to keep buying them if I can get them cheap enough. I will tell you this, if you're just starting out and you get a return like that, it's going to be a pretty good hit. Maybe it's not the best thing to do. It is a risk. Anytime you're dealing with old electronics, you have to understand that there's a chance it's not going to work. Oh my God, the bugs, dude. You have to understand there's a chance that this technology isn't going to work. You know, it could drop off the FedEx truck, or the Postal Service could just punt it in the back room, and, you know, you don't know what kind of condition it is. If you want to bother and have the buyer return the item, one, it's going to annoy them to have to either retape it and put it back in their box, and two, you may get it back in some crazy condition, like, you know, so sometimes it's not even worth getting it back. I will tell you, if it's a combo unit, you should probably get it back, but if you don't have much into it and they say it doesn't work, you know, just move on to the next one, because in this game, like, it's a cost of doing business. I pretty much factor in about $100 worth of returns each month, because, you know, sometimes it can get up to that. Once you get into a lot of items, you'll end up getting a lot of returns. It's just like the numbers. That's how it goes. Well, I also want to leave you guys with a couple photos of the pantry. If you guys have been following my videos, I built a pantry for my wife, and we finished it up. There's a few final touches we need to add in, but here's a couple clips to show you guys what it is. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'm really enjoying doing these videos, and I'm going to buy myself a GoPro, and I'm going to show you guys some of the haul videos. I appreciate it, and have a good one. Bye.